How's it going, everyone? It's Monday, November 18th. This is Lee McMahon with Global FX Club here with the daily video. Eventually, I'm going to have to just go ahead and remove the moving average part here from the header. While I still do talk extensively about the moving averages, this has more become a daily price action video. I'll be talking about everything. So just consider it a daily video for now. Speaking of, please read the risk disclaimer, and then we will go to the charts. I have a couple requests, which I'll be covering, and then we'll run through some of today's, I would characterize it as irritating price action, but it probably depends on what side of the market you're on today. So take a look at the risk disclaimer, pause the video if necessary, and then we're off. Alright, so let's start with the requests so I don't forget them. Euro, yen, and Aussie dollar were my requests, which, as far as requests go, is pretty vanilla. Probably would have covered them anyway, but I always like getting those requests, so thank you guys very much. You will, if you ever want a request for the daily video and you don't notice me tweet my request for requests, just know that I do accept them all day. If you send me a message at any point during the day, be happy to take a look at those. Alright, so this is Euro Yen. We're holding here basically, or rather we held here at the top of near the top of these range highs. We came up to about 135.30, 135.49 is the range high, so about 20 pips. And we are moving lower. The first level of support is this 134.70 figure, right? You can see these two wicks here where we got a bounce. In general, I mean, play the range. You can see I have this aggressive, highly optimistic line drawn down towards 131.25. Certainly, it will not be straight down. If we do ever see that level again, it will be somewhat choppy. But look for below 134.70, and then you can see here's where the moving averages come in. This range here, all right, that's going to be where we start to see some significant support for a couple reasons. First, those are the key moving averages. The 200 is tan, the 100 is green, and the 50 is red. All right. And then we also start to get into some fib levels down here too. 38.2%, that's the trend reversal. 50%, 618% is the favorite of Elliott wave. 50% is my personal favorite. So these three fib levels, 133.75, 133.25, 132.75-ish, all levels to keep your eye out on if we do manage to break down. The longer that we stay up here like this, all right, the more we start to see this kind of action go on, the more that this starts to look like a bull flag, and then the more I'm going to start to look for a large breakout higher. All right, so look out for that. Look for some nice consolidation here under these highs. Look for these levels to hold, or just some general channel to start to develop here over the next let's say 1 to 2 days, 3 days at the most on Euro Yen. Alright, so that's how I'm looking at Euro Yen. I would categorize myself as neutral with both long and short possibilities being eyed, which is not super helpful. Aussie dollar. Alright, Aussie dollar here testing some support. Retest of this clean broken channel here. We'll see if 93.40 holds. If it does, okay, we're eyeing up a move towards 95. Which is the backside, all right, of this trend line here. Not a particular, well, actually, it's a little bit of a stronger trend line than I initially gave it credit for, because we can really extend it all the way down to here. So watch out for that move up towards 95, and then a sharp move lower off of there. On the other hand, immediate bears here. If you want to get short, you're looking for a 4-hour close below 93.60. That will put us back into that channel and should open up a fairly convincing move down towards at least these 92.80 lows, but I would actually say lower down towards 92. And then from 92, we may start to see that reversal higher. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on Aussie dollar. Right now, trading right at some support, pretty important support with about 130 pips to the upside if it holds. If it breaks down, we get about 150 pips to the downside, so equally weighted risk. Euro dollar, still one of my favorite potential pairs for this week. It's just not doing anything right now. We reversed here. Pretty nice reversal actually off of 135.40, which is not a particularly technically significant level. You can see here is the only time it's been significant really, but it's a pretty nice candle. Mostly looking for a 4-hour close below 134.75, which is nice because it's a 50 period EMA here on the 4-hour chart, and it's this very consistent channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tests of it. So we're looking for this to be the 7th, hoping for a breakdown, maybe a retest lower. We'll see. It's inverse dollar Swiss, basically the same thing, looking for a move up here above this. Euro dollar, one of the few dollar pairs that I have a definite dollar bullish bias on. Pound dollar, a little bit more gray in my opinion. All right, holding up pretty well here on this retest. Still think 162 is a possibility, but if we do see a breakdown here, it will probably be swift and painful for those long the pound. So that's the area to watch. If we do see a strong move higher, 162.20 would be the next area to try to short. Here is pound Aussie. Potential bearish pound setup. All right, we are testing some trend line confluence here, retest of this ascending trend line and initial test. A third test, rather, of this descending trend line. Kiwi dollar, testing a trend line retest here as well. So another pair worth watching here as the Asian session starts to swing into gear. E-mini futures, kind of today. I have to sort of check on this, but it seemed like that the U.S. equities dropped because ICANN said that he thinks that stocks may drop. If that's true, that's the third stupidest reason I've ever seen stocks drop for. I don't know what the first two are off the top of my head, but I bet I can find them. Of course, stocks could drop heavily. They always could. Yes, we are probably overbought. That's not news, but because one guy who's of questionable relevance thinks that it is, we saw a significant sell-off today, which makes me a little bit skeptical of that sell-off. But if we do continue major support, 1775, basically 1780 to 1775, major level here, retest these previous highs, 50-period EMA on the 4-hour chart. Yen pairs very quickly, dollar yen holding in this range, basically look for, again, another flag opportunity, look for that range to break before deciding. Aussie yen, if we go, we're so close, we're very close to an ideal entry on Aussie yen. We got down as low as 93.45. I would ideally like to see about 93.30. So for 1 to 15 pips, no entry, which is kind of a bummer. But with a stop being about 93, those 15 pips could be somewhat important for your risk-reward ratio. So keep your eye on, and actually it's a little bit worse than that. Let's actually touch up these trend lines. All right, so watch out for that potential retest. We already looked at Euro Yen, CAD Yen, flagging here right around that trend line break. All right, it's been up above it and then back below it a couple of times, which is a little bit frustrating. Pound Yen, I am very bullish on, but I need a retracement. Ideal level to enter would be about 159. That would be phenomenal. It's about 100, 200 pips lower than right now, 193 pips lower, so we'll have to see if we get that, but if we do, that would be a terrific entry, so keep that level on your charts. Dollar CAD, all right, nasty reversal candle continuing today, right now being propped up by this 4-hour 200 period moving average. If we put a 4-hour close below it and you like that style of trade, you can short it for a move down towards this trend line, 103.60. It's about a 40 pip move. Depending on where we close, you get a decent shot at that. I will probably then be looking to play a bounce off this trend line, but we'll see if we get down there. Euro Aussie looks pretty good here, holding up pretty well. 145 remains the major resistance level. And then, last but not least, I am still looking for a little bit lower here on dollar SEK. Looking for 6.567 or so for possible longs on that pair. And on the NOK, I am again looking for, I'm probably looking for 604. The ideal entry is 6. So I'll probably take it at 604. If I get stopped, I'll re-enter or add at 6. So that's what I'm looking at. We'll see how it all plays out. Little bit of Aussie data up in an hour, RBA minutes. We'll see how that goes. And then a little more of a light day again tomorrow before things start picking up with the FOMC minutes on Wednesday. All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for your requests. Looking forward to talking to you guys soon.